Loyalty, Lies and the Law, a gripping military thriller. K.J. Sutherland's Uniform Collusion continues the Storm DeVries series with a taut blend of military intrigue, legal drama and international conspiracy. The novel opens with the suspicious death of Emily Torres, Chief Counsel for Military Transit Command, MTC, whose car plunges into an Amsterdam canal under circumstances far too calculated to be accidental. Storm DeVries, an Air Force judge advocate already battling political headwinds in her career, is assigned to temporarily replace Emily at MTC Rotterdam. What begins as a bureaucratic assignment quickly escalates into a dangerous investigation involving Dutch officials, US military brass, and civilian contractors concealing high-stakes corruption. Sutherland weaves a narrative where Storm must balance professional discretion, personal integrity, and the perilous pursuit of truth. At its core, Uniform Collusion explores institutional corruption and moral compromise. The story highlights how loyalty and perception often matter more in military hierarchies than justice or truth, as seen in the pressure on Storm to avoid turning over rocks that might expose misconduct. Apparel the gendered challenges of leadership, with Storm repeatedly forced to prove her competence in an environment that doubts her youth and independence. The novel also delves into the tension between duty and conscience, raising questions about whether upholding the system means enabling its flaws. Storm DeVries is a compelling protagonist, driven, intelligent, but far from invincible. Her personal conflicts, including strained relationships with mentors and her complicated bond with Major Diggs, add depth beyond the professional facade. Secondary characters, such as Colonel Martin, a wary ally navigating politics, the shadowy MTC executives, and Dutch investigators Lieke and Osmani, enrich the narrative with contrasting loyalties and motives. The setting is meticulously drawn, from Amsterdam's canals and Gouda's historic streets to the bureaucratic corridors of MTC Europe. Sutherland grounds the thriller in authentic military and European atmospheres. The interplay between American and Dutch institutions lends the novel a sense of realism and geopolitical complexity. The novel grips from the opening prologue, a cinematic depiction of Emily's final moments and rarely lets go. Ogation sequences, internal power struggles, and clandestine meetings sustain tension throughout. While the book occasionally lingers on procedural detail, these moments also heighten the authenticity of the military legal backdrop. The pacing builds steadily toward a convergence of personal and institutional stakes, keeping the reader invested in both the mystery and its broader implications. Writing style is clear, direct, and cinematic. Action scenes are tightly written with vivid sensory details, while dialogue captures both the clipped formality of military discourse and the menace of backroom dealings. The narrative avoids melodrama, instead opting for realism that underscores the gravity of the corruption being uncovered. At times, the prose leans heavily on exposition, but this is offset by sharp character interactions and well-timed revelations. Strengths and weaknesses. Strengths: a strong, relatable protagonist navigating moral grey zones. Layered depiction of military politics and international intrigue. Vivid, authentic settings that anchor the suspense. A balance of legal drama, thriller tension, and character-driven stakes. Weaknesses: occasional overemphasis on procedural explanations may slow narrative momentum. Some secondary antagonists verge on archetypal, lacking the nuance afforded to Storm and her allies. Overall assessment: Uniform Collusion succeeds as both a legal thriller and an exploration of systemic corruption, offering readers a fast-paced yet thoughtful narrative. It will appeal to fans of military fiction, political thrillers, and series like those by Brad Thor or Steve Berry, though Sutherland distinguishes herself with the rare focus on a female protagonist navigating the moral complexities of command and law. The novel achieves its goal: a gripping, intelligent thriller that entertains while raising sobering questions about power and accountability.